My name is Sarah, and some of you know me as the Paris Quiz Mistress. I host trivia nights in Paris, and I'm a lifelong trivia addict. My obsession has led me to meet lots of cool and nerdy people from around the world, and this podcast is a chance to find out how my trivia pals got into this weird and wonderful world of quizzing, and why we continue to torture ourselves with it. So play along when we put our knowledge to the test and try to stump each other with our best zingers. Stay tuned for lots of trivia and nerdery. Let's geek out together.
Sarah, we've said before, so this is my chance to ask you my questions that I've written.
Yeah, this is when I start panicking because I realize that I'm no longer in control of the show.
Yeah, and you should start panicking because this could spiral out of control. You mentioned before how we know Sarah Donnelly, friend of the podcast, and Molly Martinez, also friend of the podcast. I asked Molly actually on Facebook for some ideas for my questions. And she simply said, okay, Hanson. I don't know, listeners, if you all know Hanson. They were a band of three brothers with long blonde hair and a 1970s vibe from the 90s.
And that's funny you said they had a 70s vibe.
Totally. No? Anyway, Hanson, Harry Potter, two hit wonders, and the movie Anaconda is what she said.
That's amazing.
Now,
that's very good. I need to get her on the pod.
You do. You definitely do. Now, I started writing questions about Hanson, and to be honest, I mainly have questions about Hanson.
No. This is amazing.
Actually, I do have some questions about Anaconda.
Okay.
And about some British slang as well.
Yes, I do like a British slang quiz.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm feeling better.
So basically you've got some questions about Hanson, some questions about Anaconda. I skipped Harry Potter.
That's fine.
Because I think that you may have done that before. I don't know. But anyway.
It's a problematic fave.
Plus I need to...
As is Hanson, to be honest.
Some of my listeners are going, oh, Luke, you should have done Harry Potter, because obviously some of them are like, oh, we like Harry Potter. But no, sorry, we're doing Hanson. Listeners, so you got some questions about Hanson, some questions about Anaconda, which is a sort of a horror movie about an anaconda that kills people in the jungle, and from the 90s, and then some questions about British slang. Okay, so we're going to start.
Excellent.
We're going to start with Hanson. Listeners, just a reminder: three brothers, young. They were young. One of them was probably too young, really.
Well, I think
have been put into the music industry.
8, 11, and 13 when they had their first big break.
That's actually one of my questions.
You're welcome. I thought you were looking for me.
I'm just trying to make
more information.
I'm trying to make sure my listeners know who Hanson are.
They were quite young.
Is,
sorry.
Without
one of them.
Without revealing any of the answers to my questions.
I'm gonna stop.
Three brothers. They had blonde hair, quite long blonde hair. And they sort of seemed a bit 1970s. They wrote and played their own songs. They were popular in the 90s. I don't know if they were famous everywhere. Google it, listeners. Hanson, Hanson, band, and you'll see. Right. So, question number 1. Can you name... Just let me say the whole question before you jump in.
Yes. Jeopardy rules.
You're a fan of Hanson, or you were at the time.
I'm a fanson.
Is that the name of their fans? Are you still a fan of Hanson, or has your fandom trailed off a bit?
It's similar to trivia. It kind of chose me.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's unlike trivia. I don't always get joy from it. It's very complicated. It's very complicated fandom.
Almost a painful relationship you have with this group in some way.
Well, so I have a very good friend in Scotland. And we're friends because we both like Hanson, and we're true fans, which means we've suffered a lot.
Really?
Yes.
Have you seen them live?
Yeah, more times than I usually admit on a first date.
You're a really big fan then.
Yeah.
Were you?
So, but it's It's sad because you do have to kind of plan your life around, when are they touring all the time?
Still.
How many shows are you going to? You have to, take vacation, and then you have to follow them around, and it's a whole thing. It's very embarrassing because they're very embarrassing now.
Are they now?
Yeah, I think they've been like deplatformed by whoever. I don't get into I don't follow them on Instagram or anything, but I think they're Trumpers. Like, I think they're just like not good people, which is fine because they never really sang about them not being good people.
Yeah, they seemed very nice and wholesome at the time when they were.
I think they were, but I think their entire lives have been this, like what they're continuing to do. So I think that they're a bit of an arrested development situation.
Yeah, they've lived in a bubble, and yeah, it's kind of often the way with people who started in show business as children. It sort of can affect their development. Anyway, the questions, the fun, light-hearted questions.
Yes, please.
Number 1, name the 3 members in order of age, and I mean in chronological order, the order in which they arrived in the world.
All right. Would you like middle names as well?
Sure.
So I don't know if I can still do their middle names.
First names. Their surname and surnames is. I'm an English teacher, listeners. They all have the same surname, which is Hansen. Right?
Correct.
So, okay, first names and middle names, if you can remember them, would be good. Thank you.
So we have Isaac.
Isaac, yeah.
Isaac. I don't know his middle name. Isaac Hansen. He's the oldest.
Yeah.
We have Taylor, who's the middle child. Taylor is actually his middle name. So Jordan Taylor Hansen. I do remember that.
Really?
Yeah.
He went for...
He goes by his middle name.
His showbiz name is Taylor Hansen, Taylor is one of those as a British person, Taylor is one of those very American names. It's like Taylor is not a first name. Okay, America? It's not. It's a surname. Stop using it as a first name. You can't use Taylor.
I'm not condoning it. I'm not condoning
I came across very anti-American then. I'm sorry about that, everybody. But still, I will maintain my position that Taylor is a surname and not a first name, and that's that. Let's draw a line under that.
There we go. And then we have Zachary Walker Hansen, I believe.
Yes, well done. Exactly. Exactly as you said. We have. Hold on a second. Isaac, yeah, exactly as you said. Isaac, Taylor, and Zach. And reading those names, I thought Isaac is the oldest one, Taylor, final, Jordan, and then Zach. But it feels like Zach is just like the nickname of Isaac. It's like the short version of his brother's name. So when you would have thought he would have a grievance about that. It's like, Mum and Dad, why did you just call me a shorter version of my older brother? Like, did you have no imagination?
Just getting bored.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're bored, then you're boring.
That's right.
They have a lot of other kids, though, too. I think they're
large family.
Large family, and then all of the...
That may relate to my next question, which is when...
the reproductive abilities.
Actually, where were/are they from?
That'd be Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's right.
Many of Fanson makes a pilgrimage to Tulsa, which is a bit too much for me.
You actually make some of the fans make pilgrimages out there. Is there a thing to actually see? Is it like Graceland or something? Is there an actual...
I don't know.
Sort of a museum or something like that?
I mean, I think probably just them if they're not on tour.
Right. Just them at their house.
I mean, I think it's kind of thrilling for people to go around and talk to people who might know them. I don't know.
Go through their trash and do
the
sort of thing that fans might do.
You laugh. I did have a Gatorade bottle from Zach for a couple of years.
Wait, Zach threw away a bottle of Gatorade, which is a sort of a sports drink. It's mainly sugar.
It was from a show.
But so he threw it from the stage. He threw it from the stage, and you grabbed it. Did you have to fight anyone for it?
I can't remember. I was probably blacked out.
Probably elbowed a few girls to get it right.
Blacked out by the excitement of it all.
Of course, yeah of course. Okay. So my next question is, what is the connection between Hanson and several other more respectable, reputable artists? So
Wait. This is like, it's like I can say it, but you can't kind of thing.
Okay. I'll rephrase the question then. What is the connection between Hanson and Beck and the Beastie Boys?
Oh, two other acts that I greatly appreciate. Would it be the last name Hanson?
Well, yeah, because Beck, his surname is Hanson, which I really confused me when I first discovered Hanson, the group. There was a listening post in the local music shop, and I went in. I saw the CD cover of these kids with their long blonde hair, and it said Hanson in the 70s font. I was like, huh? You know, because Beck Hansen. I was like, this sort of, it's similar in some way to Beck's sort of image. And I turned it over. Oh, I'm going to give you the answer now. And there are some details on there that made me think, wait, is this like a Beck side project? What? What's this? And I had to like stand there for a good few minutes until I realized, oh no, it's not Beck. There's just one connection to Beck, which is, do you know? It's not the surname.
Okay, so yeah, because I don't think any of the Beastie Boys have the name Hanson.
No.
So you did give a hint. Is it something to do with a song title?
It's not a song title. It's a credit on the album, the first their first album.
The Hansons' first album?
Yeah, the producer.
Oh, I don't know.
So it was produced by the Dust Brothers.
Oh yeah,
You did know that.
I did know that because I watched so many like behind the scenes and MTV crap. Yes.
Produced by the Dust Brothers. And they did they're a very respectable musical duo, and it has that Dust Brothers kind of sound to it.
How would you describe the Dust Brothers sound?
It's sort of like lots of samples and hip hop. It's upbeat party hip hop music featuring lots of different samples and beats and things. Like the Beastie Boys' Paul's Boutique album is the Dust Brothers.
Okay.
And they also produced Odelay, the Beck album.
Classic.
The one with the dog jumping over a hurdle on the front. And yeah, so again, that's what when I was listening to Hanson, I was thinking, well, what's going on here? And then I realized, it's just the Dust Brothers, and they're working with these guys, and they just happen to have the same name as Beck, so it's nothing to do with Beck. Okay,
interesting.
I'll put the CD down and move on. Is actually what I did,
and then revisit it
later
30 years later
for this quiz. Yeah,
I'm actually like a huge fan of Beck.
Yeah,
to save face a little bit. But the thing is, I would be that crazy about Beck, but he doesn't tour as often as Hanson does.
Yeah,
so
true.
I'd follow Beck across Europe, but where are you? Like,
Beck, come and look. If you're worried about ticket sales, don't worry. You've got one guaranteed right here. I'm actually going to see. He is coming to Paris in.
I know.
Is it February?
Well,
or April?
It was June 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And now it is June this year. I guess I'll see you there.
I think it is June. Yeah, I will be there.
All right.
Yeah, my wife and I have got tickets. She bought the tickets for me as a Christmas present, which was nice.
3 years ago.
Yeah, it must have been. I don't know, but she got them. So that's that.
Amazing.
Yeah. So their connection there was that the same producer produced the Beastie Boys and Beck as Hanson. Easy question for you. And we're still on Hanson here. And I'm not going to let this go. I don't know why. Earlier on.
This is your running gag.
Yeah. What Hanson, what was their biggest hit?
Well, I'm going to go with Bop.
Is the correct answer. Bop. How do you spell that?
So it's 3 M's, B-O-P.
Yeah, it's one word.
Yes, it is.
Capital M, capital M, capital M, capital B, O-P. Bop.
Do you know what it means?
No.
It's a unit of time.
Is it?
Yes. I don't know if it's a real unit of time. I think it might be. Because they say in an mbop you're gone, in an mbop you're not there.
Okay, so is an mbop, is it less than a second, do you think, or more?
I think it's about a second.
Okay, interesting. Well, then they just say second. They have to come up with a new name for that period of time.
Because they were thinking SEO before their time.
Clever.
Right?
Yeah. Very good.
But you know what's great is that was their biggest hit. It was sort of the song that put them on the map at a very young age.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, exactly. And they are very, very gracious about it. They will play it at every show.
Yeah, they have to. So otherwise the fans will be like, "Oh, you didn't play Mbop."
Well, the fans, I think, like it, but because they embrace it so much. Because they basically had this fame trajectory that is the opposite of a lot of fame trajectories. It's not like they were struggling for years and years and years to make it. Yeah. They sort of just like made it immediately.
Yes.
They were sort of a band for a few years before that because they sang in like church groups and whatever, and they would do like local festivals and stuff. But they sort of shot to global prominence, and then over the next 30 years built a very small, very loyal following over many, many albums.
Right.
And so I think they really appreciate their first hit because it's sort of how they've had a career.
Yeah. And it's a catchy song.
It's pretty catchy.
When you got a song like that in your arsenal, in your catalogue, then make the most of it. Play it. There's me giving advice to Hanson as if they need it. Oh, thanks, Luke. Thanks for that. We've been struggling for 30 years, and now, play Mbop. Okay, we already were, Luke.
They appreciate it.
Release date for Mbop, year. Which year was it? Do you know? 1997. I just gave you the answer.
I mean.
Next, when you search for Mbop on Spotify, what other song appears in the search results? It's a song by another artist. So when When you search for Mbop on Spotify, what other song by another artist appears in the search results?
So I'm going to. I think this is a good question. I believe it is a song entitled by the Crash Test Dummies.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct answer.
Yes. Ooh, that was satisfying.
That's
I only
right.
know the Weird Al version.
Oh, is there a Weird Al Yankovic version?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, what's the twist that he does on it then? There's always a comedy twist with Weird Al.
It's
something
else. I just remember this is trivia. This is the reason that I know about the international incident where I think there was an American citizen that was caned in Singapore for chewing gum or one of those things that you're not allowed to do in Singapore. No, I think it was graffiti. It was a little bit worse than chewing gum.
He was punished.
They beat him with a cane, and then Weird Al put it in his parody version of
Once there was an American guy, he chewing gum and spraying graffiti on the wall, and then
I could do it, but I'll spare you.
Yeah, so that's right. It's by the Crash Test Dummies, which I'm going to. Should I say this? I rate it higher than Mbop. I think it's a better piece of work. But
I would disagree respectfully.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about music. It's subjective, isn't it? How many listens has Mbop had on Spotify? How many listens has it had on Spotify as of sort of 11 a.m. this morning? And do you want me to give you options?
No.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go for it.
How many listens has Mbop had? Mbop. I don't know the lyrics.
That's about it. Dust Brothers production.
Yep.
Mbop. Let's go with. This is a complete shot in the dark. 30 million.
30 million.
Yeah.
Oh, you've underestimated them.
Well, it's hard because they're pre-Spotify. It's a pre-Spotify.
238 million.
Oh, good for them.
931,765, and the fifth one, that was me this morning.
Good job. Thank you.
Which song has had more listens? Mbop or by the Crash Test Dummies?
Definitely Mbop.
Is the correct answer.
Yeah, it's got to be on more like 90s party playlists.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
We know how many Mbop has had, but had 141 million.
Oh, Oh, not bad. Okay.
So, about 100 million less than Mbop. Okay, let's move on to Anaconda. There's not
This is amazing.
Not as much detail.
I don't have... Can I tell you why Molly said this?
Yes.
Because one time we had a big night out, I guess, in Paris, and we didn't remember everything that happened, but all we knew is that when we woke up the next morning, the end credits of Anaconda were running on the computer, and we were like, this must have been the greatest night of our lives.
So you went out, you had a really good time.
And we came home and we said...
You came home and you said, let's watch Anaconda.
Yes.
And then you fell asleep.
Yeah.
And then you woke up with the end credits of the film rolling and you thought, wait, what? Did we put on Anaconda?
And we were like, this must have been just the most unforgettable night that we forgot.
Night, yeah.
Yeah. It was
So,
great.
listeners, Anaconda is a film. It's about some people who go into the jungle and they get picked off one by a big, very nasty snake, an anaconda. Now, maybe you know nothing about this film, but let's see how wide your trivia net is spread around.
Less than Hanson. I know less than I know about Hanson.
I think you know less about most things than you know about Hanson.
I know, it's really unfortunate.
So, can you name the cast? Yes. Okay, can you name the cast of the film as they appear on the Wikipedia page? Just who's in it? Who's in it?
Okay, so I thought this might be coming.
Big star. Who's the...
J-Lo.
J-Lo. Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Who was the male lead? Do you remember? Hip hop.
I remember. Is it Ice Cube?
It's
Ice Cube.
It's Ice Cube.
So Ice Cube is in it.
He's the cube, the cubed version of ice, not one of the other ices. It's Ice Cube.
Exactly. Yeah.
Ice Cube is in it. Yes,
but he's not the male lead,
isn't he?
No.
Well, who is then?
I don't know.
The Anaconda.
Well, the Anaconda is gender's never stated.
No,
I don't think so.
No.
I think that there's a white guy playing some sort of Spanish guy who's scary.
Well, there's John Voight.
Yes, that's him.
Does
he might have a Spanish accent. I'm not sure.
Paul Cerrone seems to be his name, in this character's name. Anyway, just generic sort of like non-white guy-ish.
Yeah, ambiguous.
Yeah, one of those movies. It's one of those very bad films, isn't it?
I think it's fantastic.
Well, you must have done. You chose to. You're like, oh, you know what would be the great end to this night, Molly, if we put on one of the best films ever.
I think
you woke up.
I stand by that choice.
You woke up happy.
Oh yeah.
Well, it must be good then.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. Can you believe that?
It's very difficult.
Or I don't remember. Maybe I have. I just don't remember. Like you. Anyway, John Voight, Eric Stoltz is in it. Owen Wilson is in it too.
Yeah. No, I've seen it actually several times. Because I don't know if you had this. Did you have like cousins where you would hang out and your parents would let you get away with stuff?
Yeah.
So the stuff we get away with was watching like PG-13 movies.
Yes.
And because there was only like VHS back then, that was one of the ones that was around. So anytime we were with our cousins, the rules were a little bit more bendy, and then we would say, well, it's our only chance to watch a PG-13 movie. We have to watch Anaconda again. And so I think with Molly, I was like, there was something of that was being recalled.
That kind of, hey, the kind of the fun of getting away with watching a film that you shouldn't be watching, even though you were definitely older than 13 when you were with Molly watching it.
Yep.
Danny Trejo.
Oh, okay.
He's in it as well. He dies at the beginning of the film.
Okay.
Spoiler alert. What's the most dangerous animal that you've ever encountered?
Oh, me?
Yeah. Have you ever encountered an anaconda?
I don't think so. A deer bit me once in Japan.
Oh, was it in Nara by any chance? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, pro tip: don't hang out with the deer that are at the beginning of the park.
The hungry ones.
Yeah.
Or the irritated ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta go deep into the park, and then the nice deer will come and say hi.
They get progressively friendly the closer they get to the temple. Interesting that. Maybe they're a bit more spiritual, the ones at the end. And the other one, I don't know what I'm talking about. Talking nonsense. What's the tagline for the film? Any idea?
Ooh.
On the poster, on the poster,
Yeah.
there's always a tagline, the name of the film, and then a line at the bottom to attract you into the cinema to watch it.
Is it don't want none unless you got buns, hun?
It's not. It's actually when you can't breathe, you can't scream.
Oh, that's good.
See what they did? They used the word scream in there, which is always good, isn't it? In a film, in a horror film tagline. It's
like the Alien tagline, yeah.
Which is
in space, nobody can hear you scream.
In space, nobody.
Something like that.
In space, no one can hear you scream.
Excuse me.
Obviously, it's the same. No one, nobody. It doesn't make any difference. But is that true? In space, no one can hear you scream. I bet. Hey, what I would like to do if I had the time, which I don't, is actually go through all of the film Alien and see if there's a point at which anyone screams and someone else notices. I bet that happens at least once, where someone's like, and it's like, oh my God, what happened to him? I bet that happens at one point in the.
So you're just trying to disprove the tagline.
Yeah, okay. Exactly. Like in space, some people might be able to hear you scream, but that's not such a good tagline, is it?
Although, if you can't breathe, you can't scream. I think that one holds up.
That's true, but if you can't breathe, you can't scream. It's like, well, screaming. Yeah, I suppose screaming is like one of the things you're concerned about if you can't breathe, but also. It's like, surely it should just be, if you can't breathe, you're going to die. Like, never mind screaming, you're gonna die.
Very squeezy snake, the anaconda.
They are. They squeeze. That's their main thing, isn't it? Squeezing.
I suppose.
The birds, and remember, the next scream you may hear may be your own and some others.
Oh.
Okay, you did well. You did well on those.
That was okay, yeah. That was the Anaconda quiz.
That was the Hanson and Anaconda quiz. We could do the British slang and culture.
Can we do it as a rapid fire?
Yeah, we could do it as rapid fire, definitely.
Amazing.
Yeah, okay. Here we go. Rapid fire British slang. Okay. Now, if you describe something in British English as pants, how do you feel about it? For example, if you said that film was pants, wasn't it? That was total pants.
I think it's good.
No, it's the opposite.
Is it bad?
It's bad.
Because pants, I know, are underwear to your people.
That's right. Yeah, it's what we wear under our trousers, if we wear trousers. If you don't wear trousers, the pants are just there for all to see. Or if you're wearing a skirt, you might. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So pants, pants is bad.
Pants is bad. Okay. All right.
That was pants, meaning that was terrible.
So long and thanks for all the fish.
All the fish.
Pants.
Is it?
No.
That's the Douglas Adams. Yeah. All right.
I'm a morning person. So.
Next question. How would you feel if you'd run out of bog roll? Bog roll. What is bog roll? And how would you feel if you ran out of it?
I would feel quite unclean.
Yes, because bog roll is
toilet paper.
Toilet paper. That's right. Bog is a word for toilet. The bog is the toilet. So bog roll is toilet paper.
It's not a very polite term.
The bog. No, it's quite a familiar term, but it's not inherently a swear word. But
no.
It's just it's slang. Yeah.
Like pants.
Yes, I
sort
suppose.
of.
Yeah. Slang.
Pants.
Slang.
Bad.
Pants.
Can you use that in a sentence? Sorry to go back.
So I saw Anaconda 3, and what was it like? Oh, it's total pants. It was pants. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, of course, it's Anaconda 3. Something like that. If you were chuffed, how would you feel?
Very, very excited. Happy.
Yes.
Happy.
Okay, very good. Absolutely chuffed. It's like, hey, guess what? I've got tickets to see Anaconda 4.
Chuffed.
So chuffed right now. What would a British person say if they wanted to claim something, like maybe a chocolate biscuit or a comfortable chair in the living room? Like, what do they say in order to claim it?
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm like, so I'm thinking, I would say like shotgun.
That's for the passenger seat in a car.
But you could say...
You can't say shotgun for... No.
You could say it for other things.
It only refers to the passenger seat. That's shotgun. If you're about to get in a car, there's a group of you, one of them's the driver, and you want the passenger seat. Shotgun. Then you get the right to sit in the passenger seat. But but I use this for other things, or I have historically. If you've got you've got 3 bags of crisps, salt and vinegar.
Salt and vinegar. Shot it.
So okay.
Shoddy salt and vinegar.
Shotty.
No, I shottied
shotgun.
it. I shottied it.
See, that's the word I'm looking for, but it's not shotty. It's another word. We'd say bagsy.
Bagsy,
yeah.
Was that the bag of crisps was the hint?
Oh, yeah.
Bagsy, bag of crisps.
Unintentional hint. Bagsy. And
I've never heard bagsy. See, you're killing me here.
Well,
I hope there's something I know.
Bagsy, meaning I want that. Bagsy, the salt and vinegar. Or dibs, as well as another one. Dibs on the salt and vinegar crisps.
I feel like dibs is something that we're going to find out is problematic later. I don't know why.
It's got that vibe to it.
It seems like it might be. It might have its origins in some sort of oppressed group. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm extra careful.
Okay, next one.
Trying.
You've got to be careful in this world.
I suppose shotgun is probably more problematic if we actually look into it.
Especially if you use it to shoot someone in the knees.
Right.
That's very problematic, especially for that person.
Problematic fave.
Now, if someone needed to get some kip is the word. Obviously, you can tell because of the way I said it. If someone needed to get some kip, how would they probably feel? Like, I need some kip. What's kip?
That they would probably feel sleepy.
Yes. So kip means sleep. Yes. Yeah. Well done. You got it.
Go for a kip.
Yeah, I'm going to have some kip. I need some kip. I'm going to get some kip. Right, meaning some sleep.
Yes.
Next, you've got this is the third last, the last by 3, the third from last question. What F word is used to say that someone is physically attractive? It's like saying hot. Fit, exactly. Very good. I would ask you some follow-on questions, but we're doing the quick round. Next, what L word is a generic sickness, like the flu or a bad cold? And we're not talking about COVID. It's kind of a pre-COVID expression. So when someone's just got the generic flu or cold or whatever, and they're at home, they're not like, where's Dave? Oh, he's got the L word.
Lurgy?
Lurgy, yeah.
Lurgy.
The lurgy.
So they used to use this in the Georgia Nicholson books, Angus Thongs and Full Frontal Snogging. So I haven't actually said it out loud or heard it out loud. I read it.
I could tell it's the word. Yeah. It's a word you've read in a book rather than heard.
Lurgy.
Lurgy, not lurgy.
Lurgy. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Very good. To have the lurgy. So where's Dave? Oh, he's got the lurgy. He's not coming out tonight. Oh, he's got a bit of lurgy. He's got the lurgy. Yeah. Okay. And then the final question, which is easy, I think. Where do you put suitcases in a car in the United Kingdom?
I think you would put them in the boot.
You would put them in the boot, which is strange that surely you would put a boot in a suitcase and not a suitcase in a boot. Oh, I just came up with that right now, okay?
Wow.
You get extra credit.
This isn't prepared material.
No,
folks.
not at all.
Wow.
Where do you put suitcases in a car? It's in the boot, so that's the thing at the back. And what about the engine? Where do you put the engine?
In the bonnet.
Under the bonnet.
Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, exactly. There you go. Well done. Congratulations. You passed the test and you now can stop doing this podcast as a reward for passing the special quiz about British slang and Hanson and Anaconda.
Well, thank you. That was that was quite a wild ride.
It was. Sorry for this being so long, Sarah. Much longer than your podcasts normally are.
Well, that's actually not true.
Isn't it?
No. Most of my recordings are like this long.
Okay, so you're gonna hack this like you're hacking your way through the jungle with a machete, and you're about to get eaten by can you say that?
An anaconda.
An anaconda. You're about to get eaten by an anaconda. Say that, listeners, if you can be bothered. All right, I'll hand over to you in order to do some sort of closing gambit for this.
No, I don't have gambits.
No?
No gambits.
Okay. Shall I do it then?
Yes, please.
Sarah, it's been really good fun. Honestly, it's been really good fun doing this. And I really hope the listeners have enjoyed the quizzing and the general chit-chat. But really, thank you. And Julian, if you're still conscious, thank you for doing the sound. And it was a pleasure, he says.
Oh, good.
That's good.
Yeah.
He's a polite lad.
Yes.
And yes, it's been lots of fun, and I really enjoyed it. And nice one.
Thank you. I also enjoyed myself very much. That is all for this episode. If you want more trivia from me, you can follow Paris Quiz Mistress on Instagram or Facebook. You can also sign up for my newsletter. You can come play along with one of my live quizzes, either virtually or at the pub, whichever the current moment calls for. And until next time, stay nerdy and keep quizzing.